Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be going over the injury report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 8 matchup versus the Atlanta Falcons. This video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. We will talk about them a little bit later on in this video. Firstly, Payne Durham did not participate in Wednesday's practice and was limited in Thursday's practice with a calf injury. Payne Durham has served as the number 2 tight end on this Buccaneers roster throughout the entirety of this season. If he cannot go, not only should you expect more work from Cade Otton in this upcoming game, but you can also see a bit more of Ko Keith. You can also see Devin Culp in there as well. Maybe they'll start using Devin Culp, considering all the different types of injuries that they have going on in their wide receiver room. Devin Culp has got great size in terms of tight end ability, and he's also got very good speed. He is definitely a stretch the field type of tight end. Maybe they use him in some wide receiver packages. We're just going to have to wait and see how creative Liam Cohen gets on the offensive side of the ball, but that is if Payne Durham does not play in this game. That is something to monitor. Mike Evans, we've talked about it. He's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. They haven't placed him on the IR, so he is still on this injury report. He did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Greg Gaines was in addition to this injury report. He had no designation on Wednesday and then was limited on Thursday. Now, Greg Auman of Fox Sports did say that his foot was in a boot, so he did also note that that is something to monitor, that being Greg Auman yet again. So we're just going to have to wait and see how Greg Gaines gets going. He's honestly been a pretty good backup this year. And if he cannot go, Will Golston may get some more playing time. You may see Ernest Brown IV, who is coming back from injury, get some more playing time in there as well. Speaking of Will Golston, he is also on the injury report. He was limited on Wednesday and on Thursday with a knee injury. Will Golston's been dealing with a lot of injuries this year. Elbow injuries, knee injuries. Golston, I'm pretty sure, has been on the injury report for the Bucs almost every week this season. So this is nothing new here. Golston should probably play in this game. But before we continue, folks, I do want to say thank you real quick to the sponsor of this channel, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Folks, if you use the promo code YouTube150, you get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit. Then the next 2 deposits, it is a 125% bonus. All 3 of those deposits combined up to $2,000. So folks, make sure you go use that promo code YouTube150 when you do sign up over at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Again, they are a proud sponsor here on the YouTube channel. Getting back to this injury report, folks, the next name that is on this list is Bucky Irving, who did not participate Wednesday or Thursday with a toe injury. And that's really something to monitor. I know a lot of people really like Bucky Irving, myself included, and it's going to be interesting to see how this situation works out because, look, Rachaad White had a great week last week. He had over 100 scrimmage yards, had 2 receiving touchdowns. He looked really good. Bucky Irving's overall been pretty solid throughout this year so far to this point, but you also have Sean Tucker that had over almost 200 scrimmage yards in that game against the New Orleans Saints. So if Bucky Irving can't go, this is going to mean more opportunities for Sean Tucker as well. And the Bucs are going to utilize all 3 running backs going forward. They have to. Given all the injuries in the wide receiver room, they have to utilize all of these wide receivers going forward. So we'll see if Bucky Irving can be healthy. If he can go, that's great news. You love to see that. I think that is great. Also, Wednesday's practice was a walkthrough, so the practice report was an estimation to these players' participation levels. So that does help in some way, shape, or form, but we'll see how the rest of this weekend carries in terms of Bucky Irving's availability. Rime Jarrett was full go on Wednesday and Thursday with a knee injury. Now, he was designated to return from the injured reserve, and it's going to be a very necessary return. The Bucs have been really scraping for wide receiver help. Right now, your top 3 guys are Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, and Sterling Shepard in no specific order. I mean, you can see all 3 of those guys getting moved around in the formation, be it on the outside or in the slot. Your fourth wide receiver is, I believe, Ryan Miller so far to this point, although it could be Rime Jarrett right now. And Jarrett would either be that fifth wide receiver or Ryan Miller, whichever one isn't that fourth wide receiver. Look, Mike Evans is out. Chris Godwin is out. Cody Thompson was out with injury. You do have Tanner Canoe. You do have Marquez Callaway. You did bring in another receiver whose name is eluding me. Houston. I believe Dennis Houston is the other wide receiver that was brought in. So you have some other reinforcements on the practice squad, but getting back Rime Jarrett helps. They designated him to return from IR for a reason. Also, Cameron Johnson's on the IR. Completely forgot about that. Rime Jarrett's return is going to be a welcomed one, I believe. And we'll see how rusty Rime Jarrett is. He is a former Maryland Tarpon, so we love him for that. And there are still a lot of fans of Rime Jarrett out there, myself included. So I'm going to be curious to see how the former Maryland wide receiver gets going and if he can really help make an impact here on this very depleted Buccaneers wide receiver room. Finally, folks, you have Tykee Smith, who did not participate in Wednesday's walkthrough and did not participate in Thursday's practice due to a concussion. Now, that was a concussion that he had actually suffered in that game against the Baltimore Ravens. I believe he had collided with KJ Britt, and he's had a really good year this year. Tykee Smith has. As a nickel corner, he's forced a couple of fumbles, made a couple of plays here and there, has really gotten better as the season has gone on, so that's great. If he cannot go, you will likely see Christian Izien in that nickel spot. Also, Tavier Thomas could be in there as well. Tavier Thomas has played nickel and safety, both safety positions, as has Christian Izien. So both of those guys would be in line to get more playing time if and probably when Tykee Smith cannot go for this upcoming game against the Atlanta Falcons. But folks, that's really it for this injury report. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them down in the comments section below. And I know, like, on the surface, you see this and you go, wow, there's not like a billion names on the injury report this week. That's good. But that is because you're already having so many guys on the IR, right? Like, so many guys. Like, Chris Godwin's now on the IR. Cameron Johnson's now on the IR. Jamel Dean is now on the IR. Those three guys alone have been placed there in the past couple of weeks. So while there's not a lot of names here currently, it is important to remember that guys that aren't going to be available, some of the names I just mentioned, as well as other names that are on that list. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully the Bucs can get healthier soon. Guys, again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this list down in the comments section below. Thank you so much to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.